before these teams play Game 2 of their first-round series tonight, let's recap Game 1. The Celtics obliterated the Sixers on Sunday, never trailing in a 31-point victory. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum combined for 51 points, while the Sixers offense stalled, managing just 4 3-pointers. Victor Wembanyama introduced himself into the postseason with 35 points and a 111-98 win. Wemby surpassed Tim Duncan for the most points by a Spurs player in a playoff debut. San Antonio led by as many as 21. The Lakers did not have Luka Doncic or Austin Reeves. However, Luke Kennard stole the show to take the opener against Houston. Kennard went for 27, making all 5 of his 3-point attempts as Los Angeles won 107-98. All right, joining us now is our basketball analyst, the great Chiney Ogwumike, with us right now. And the Lakers are essentially playing with house money as they enter tonight again as home underdogs, despite Kevin Durant's knee bruise, keeping him as a game-time decision. Chiney, what will be the key for LA to go up 2-0 in this series?
I like that you mentioned Luke Kennard's performance because the Lakers really had a wholesome, in some ways, Game 1 win versus the Rockets. The Houston in me is still crying because Kevin Durant was not able to play. But I was moved by his comments about LeBron James because LeBron James was down 2 of their top players, and Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves. That's about 50 points sitting right there on the bench. And instead of playing hero ball, which LeBron James has the right to do after all these years, he trusted in his teammates in that moment. And that's what Luke talked about. That's why LeBron James had 13 assists. That's why Luke had 27 points and he went 5 for 5 from 3. It's the ability to trust in his teammates when the going gets tough. That's what makes LeBron James great. And that's why they have the edge right now, up 1 game in the series.
Yeah, LeBron at age 41 surpassed John Stockton as the oldest player with 10 assists in a playoff game. Let's stay out west with Wemby and the Spurs. He's coming off an incredible playoff debut that spurred San Antonio's Game 1 win. What does Wemby need to do in his playoff encore?
Step out on the floor and do what he normally does, exist, because it's Wemby's world and we are just living in it. Victor Wembanyama with a playoff debut for the ages. He walked into Game 1 and just dominated. And now walking into Game 2, he's walking in as the unanimous Defensive Player of the Year. All he has to do is stay aggressive and keep letting the game come to him because the Blazers defensively shot 0 for 11, 0 for 11 when he was the primary defender. No one made a bucket. And then offensively, he was the youngest center to make 5 threes in a playoff game at 22 years old. This man is a cheat code. He has to stay aggressive, let the game come to him, use his basketball IQ, and the sky's the limit, literally, for Victor Wembanyama.
Look, you mentioned Wemby being the DPOY. Wemby scored on all 8 defenders he faced, and on defense, he held the Blazers to 1 of 12 shooting when contesting those shots. That's why he's a Defensive Player of the Year. Let's talk Sixers Celtics. Jason Tatum coming off a near triple-double in his first playoff game since tearing his Achilles. That's just incredible to say out loud. But, Chiney, what are you watching from JT as he continues to build his confidence on the floor?
It's his playmaking. I am thoroughly impressed with his not only physical dominance so early coming back from injury, but more so his mental resolve and his IQ as well. Because it's hard to jump back into the mix knowing that your team is trying to compete to not only come out of the East, but win another championship. And the Boston Celtics have been a revelation, and he has been at the center of that as of late. When you think about his performance, he made an impact on both ends of the floor. He scored or assisted on 42 of the 81 points available while he was on the floor. That's 52% of the points during that time. His teammate shot 7 for 10 off of his passes. He had 7 assists. He dropped 25 points and got 11 rebounds. A year ago, this man was facing probably one of the toughest challenges of his career, and now he's bounced back in a huge way. So the Boston Celtics and Jason Tatum have been honestly just one of the best comeback stories I've seen in a long time.
The Celtics just a well-oiled machine, and JT just fitting in like the perfect puzzle piece that he is for that franchise. Chiney Ogwumike with the latest. Thanks so much, Chiney.
Not wait for that. We'll get to all the NFL draft coverage in just a moment. Amita Smith, Matt Berry with you until 3 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, a lot to get to in the NFL. Before we get there, let's get to some breaking news here on SportsCenter. Billy Donovan stepping down as a Bulls head coach. Chicago wanted to retain Donovan even after firing the 2 heads of its front office earlier this month. In 6 seasons, Donovan made the playoffs once in the 21-22 season, which was his only winning season in Chicago. A member of the Basketball Hall of Fame, Donovan plans to continue coaching, according to sources. All right, let's say hello to our basketball analyst, Monica McNutt, with us right now. Monica, you heard the breaking news. What's your reaction to Billy Donovan stepping away from that head coaching position in Chicago?
Hear me out, Amina, but to me, this is a little bit of an appreciation for his experience in Chicago. He understands that it is better suited to find people to fill the positions that you mentioned were vacated, that VP of operations and general manager, if they can come in and put their own stamp on the organization, including the new head coach position. From a basketball standpoint, you mentioned it, in the 6 seasons there in Chicago, they weren't exactly successful. So I don't know that it's the most enticing opportunity for Billy Donovan to move forward with the organization's leadership in flux moving forward.
Yeah, Bulls are the third team searching for a new head coach, joining the Bucks and the Pelicans. But just like you mentioned, Billy Donovan stepping away because of the situation out there in Chicago and just unsure if he can take them where they need to be right now. Now, meanwhile, it was a rough night in New York. The Knicks blew a 14-point lead at Madison Square Garden last night, marking their second largest blown lead at home in a playoff game in the play-by-play era, which dates back to 97-98. Monica, you were in the building last night to witness the Knicks squander that 12-point lead to the Hawks. My heart was broken watching that game last night. What contributed to that collapse?
You know, I mean, I don't want to take away from what the Atlanta Hawks were able to do. CJ McCollum had a New York Broadway-worthy performance with those 32 points. They were able to put pressure on the Knicks in the fourth quarter in particular. The stat that jumps out to me is going into the fourth quarter, the Knicks had outscored the Hawks in their paint scoring category 50-36. When you looked at the box score by the time the game was over, that number shifted in favor of the Hawks 58-54. And so the Hawks got to the paint. CJ McCollum went after Jalen Brunson. And in particular, the Knicks just dried up offensively. They scored just 15 points in that fourth quarter. And so honestly, I mean, if you look back at game one, things got a little bit funky in the fourth quarter, as well. But this time, the Hawks had ample amount of time to complete the comeback and get the victory.
Yeah, now the series shifts back to Atlanta. We'll see if the Knicks can get a W once they get down there. Now, before I let you go, a quick flashback, because that was just the second time the Knicks have blown a 12-point lead entering the fourth quarter of a playoff game. The first, 1994 Eastern Conference Finals, Game 5. Knicks led by 12 entering the fourth, and Reggie Miller took over, scoring 25 in the fourth and hitting Spike Lee with that iconic choke sign you see right there, Monica. I know you understand just how painful it is to see that for New Yorkers right there.
I also think it's worth pointing out that the Knicks did go on to win that series. So it's just game two, folks. It's a long series ahead.
Hey, look, that's all I want to hear as a New Yorker. That's all I want to hear, that they went on to win that series. Also, Monica, shout out to you, because I don't know what's going on. Monica's like out on a shopping trip right now, and she's hanging out here with us on SportsCenter. A girl that is about her business.
Hello, she's got to get it done.
Giving rich auntie vibes, very much so. Monica, thanks so much for the insight.
Back to the NBA, some playoff action. Cavs, Raptors. Cavs lead the series 1-0. Donovan Mitchell. 2 defenders. Yep. Cavs lead 34-27. Later in the second, Cavs up 7. James Harden step back 3. Scotty Barnes falls, gets the shooter's bounce. Harden 28 points. Cavs lead 54-48 at the half. Let's go halfway through the third now. Evan Mobley in the paint. Bucket and foul. Mobley 25 points, 8 rebounds. Cavs up 15. I mean, they were blowing them out. Just over 4 minutes to go in the fourth. Up 9. Donovan steps back, drains it. Cavs up 12. Next possession, Mitchell wisely uses the screen. Goes around just about every defender, up 14. What a night for Donovan Mitchell. 30 points, 7 rebounds. Cavs lead the series now 2-0, making it 12 straight playoff wins against Toronto, 115-105.
Let's head out west for a heavyweight battle. Timberwolves taking on Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. Final seconds of the first half. Jamal Murray from half court. It is good. This is just what Jamal Murray has come to just do out there on the court. Ties it up at 64 at the half. Fourth quarter, under 5 minutes to go. Minnesota in transition. Dante DiVincenzo finds a wide open Jaden McDaniels at the rim for the dunk. Timberwolves up by 1. Jokic with a rare miss right there. DiVincenzo comes up with the loose ball. Gets a layup on the other end. Minnesota now up by 3. Under a minute to go. Jokic drives, gets his leg back as he throws it down over Rudy Gobert.
I thought he was just a turnaround jump shot layup.
I mean, come on, Jokic could do everything.
Dad bod God can dunk.
Dad bod God. DiVincenzo with a major slam right there. Timberwolves go on to win 119-114, and Jaden McDaniels with all the smoke post game.
Keys offensively. guys to really get in the rhythms and everything?
Go out Jokic, Jamal, all the bad defenders, Tim Hardaway, Cam Johnson, Aaron Gordon, the whole team. Like, just go at them.
They're all bad defenders.
Yeah, they're all bad defenders.
Okay, well, maybe does McDaniels have a point? The Nuggets defense did well in the first quarter, holding Minnesota to 25 points and leading by 14, but let the Timberwolves shoot over 50% for the rest of the matchup.